Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Obsessive Compulsive Gaming. I am the Obsessive Compulsive Gamer, and this is my review for Wolong Fallen Dynasty. So dear viewers, this particular video game originally released all the way back in 2023. A year I remember fondly as the year I played a hell of a lot of video games. But we're not here to talk about just any old video game. We are here to talk about Wolong Fallen Dynasty. And just like that beautiful bearded bastard Barry Burton, you're probably wondering,
what is this?
Wolong is a historical fantasy action role-playing video game thingamajig developed by those oh-so-talented bastards at Team Ninja. The story follows an unnamed protagonist who we ourselves have to name, decide what they look like, and most importantly, what underpants they shall be wearing. You'll battle against historical characters and Chinese mythological creatures corrupted by demonic tea. And if that sounds quite familiar, that's because, in my very humble opinion, Wolong is essentially just Neo with a completely different name. You don't believe me? Well, let's look at the similarities between these two games then, shall we? Firstly, they're both developed by Team Ninja, which is rather like being surprised that two Labradors from the same breeder both insist on running directly into traffic. These games might have different names, but they have the same chaotic upbringing. Both games are harder than I was during the reveal of Resident Evil Requiem. So if you're saying to yourself, well, OCG, you oh-so-talented chap, I'm rather good at video games, so I could probably get through Neo and or Wolong rather effortlessly. To that I say, how quaint. Hate to bust your bubble, dear viewer, but in both of these games you're probably going to die repeatedly to goblins with sticks, demons twice your height, falling off of staircases, and lastly, by being eaten by some gigantic abomination who bears more than a striking resemblance to your own mother-in-law. In both games, combat is incredibly aggressive. You can't just simply button mash your way through these games. You have to study, which admittedly does sound incredibly boring. You have to analyze your enemy's combat rhythms. You have to parry with the precision of a Swiss watchmaker on amphetamines. Fail to do that, and the game will make no hesitation in removing your bloody soul. Both games have one of those bloody stamina meters. In Neo it's called Ki, in Wolong it's called bloody spirit, but in both cases, that means you'll attack an enemy 3 times, then run out of stamina and collapse like a Victorian child exposed to brisk weather. To add insult to injury, if you do so happen to take down these bloody enemies, you'll kill everything in an area, you'll feel incredibly powerful, you'll give yourself a well-deserved pat on the back, but then you go and rest at a bloody shrine and, surprise, surprise, all those bloody enemies come back. And yes, they do indeed remember you. And yes, they are indeed angry. Which means you have to clean up the bastards again. How incredibly annoying. Shrines work exactly the same way. They'll heal you. They'll help you level up. They'll, of course, respawn all those bloody enemies I was talking about before. Both games also have more loot than you would find in a bloody charity shop. You'll be inundated with weapons of various kinds of rarity and quality. And while you might spend about 10% of your time in this game fighting the bloody enemies, you'll spend the other 90% comparing bloody statistics on items and weapons, realizing how wrong they are for your build, and you either roll your eyes or sigh incredibly loudly. Both games also feature real historical figures, mythological demons, and cutscenes that assume you've done a bloody PhD in East Asian history. And you'll curse the fact that while you were studying said PhD in East Asian history, you were too busy drinking and or snorting cocaine off the corpse of a homeless person. And the boss fights, oh my bloody god, in the boss fights, whether you're playing them in Neo or in Wo Long, they always have enormous health bars, 2 extra phases you most absolutely did not consent to, and victory will feel less like a triumph and more like surviving some kind of natural disaster. Yes, you can make these boss fights slightly easier by participating in co-op. So you'll go to all the effort of summoning in a companion, only to realize that the bastard dies immediately by running off of a bloody cliff, or standing there gesturing proudly whilst being stabbed by some ancient abomination. And don't you dare lie to yourself, dear viewers, you know exactly everything I'm saying is correct. Whether it's Neo, whether it's bloody Wo Long, these games hate your guts. They are cruel, they are unforgiving, they'll have you crying, "This is impossible! I hate this! Oh, just one more try! Ooh, I'm a god! Oh, shit." But does that make Wo Long a bad game because it's so bloody similar to Neo? Well, I suppose that's up to you, dear viewer. Do you enjoy these kind of games with the punishing difficulty? Or are you rather like me, completely bored to death of Souls-like games? And if you can't be bothered to play Wo Long right now, then don't worry your little tight trousers, because Neo 3 comes out in a couple of days, and I'm sure Neo 3 will bear more than a striking resemblance to Wo Long. After all, they're essentially the same bloody game. Therefore, I'm going to declare that in my humble opinion, Wo Long is another bloody Neo game. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, another review by yours truly. If you enjoyed this little review of mine, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't enjoyed it, well then feel free to give me a thumbs down. But please remember the single most important thing I always tell you, dear viewer, and that is to always stay obsessed with gaming. Are you still here? Oh, you must have really enjoyed this video then. In that case, you had better subscribe to the channel and check out our other content. Otherwise, you're a booby pants, and no one wants to be a booby pants.